I love game night. It's so much fun.
Why do we invite you?
Every time.
Hi, Dale coming to you from my temporary garage again, and I'm here to tell you, don't be like that guy on game night. Don't scatter the board. Build yourself a really easy, really awesome, good-looking dice tray that's also collapsible, so it's easily portable, easily stored, and goes together with some very, very rare joints. Let me show you how I made it. Come on, let's go. I've got this piece of mahogany left over from when I built my wife her magic box that opens with the magic wand. It was a really cool build. I really enjoyed making it. If you haven't seen it, check the link up here and it'll take you right to it. This piece should be the perfect size for what I have in mind for this dice tray.
The first thing I need to do is clean my truck. Holy cow, it's dirty. For the project, the first thing I do is cut the pieces to size. The bottom I cut to rough size for now, but the sides I cut to their final size during this step.
Okay, that was pretty easy. I've got these 4 pieces now, and if you have not seen my technique for making the no measure, perfect every time, super easy, 3-finger box joint, check the link up there, go check out that video. I'm going to use that technique on these to make the box. For these finger joints, I'm going for a little bit different of a design. I don't want them to be flush. I want them actually to be proud by about 1/4 inch. So I put the stock up against the blade. I use a little 1/4 inch spacer and I make sure, and it is unplugged right now, I make sure that it is nice and level with the 1/4 inch spacer. So that is perfect. So that's going to leave a little bit of an overhang to my joints, to my finger joints, and that's exactly what I'm looking for.
I'm going to really speed this up a bit as I have a couple of videos that go into detail on how I make this joint. It really is no measure and perfect every time, so if you've not seen that video, you're missing out. Here I'm making the initial cuts and then hogging out the sections that need hogging out. I don't have a dado blade, so I need to make a lot of passes with my table saw.
So here's how it fits together after I sanded all the pieces down. Everything just kind of goes in like puzzle pieces. And there we go. It's actually maybe a little taller than I wanted it to be, than I was really hoping. I'm going to continue to see how it goes. Worst case is I just shave off a little off the top and the bottom of each piece to make these outside fingers a little thinner, but we'll see how it turns out. Now it's time to take the remaining piece and cut this to size for the bottom. And now for the rare portion of the joints, I'm going to be using these magnets, these rare earth magnets. These magnets really are pretty darn strong for their size. Do you think they're called rare earth magnets because they're cooked to a low temperature? I'm here all week, folks.
The next step is to clamp the dice tray together and carefully mark the locations for the magnets. You want to be fairly accurate here, but absolute precision is not really necessary. Now using a Forstner bit, I carefully drill a hole for the magnets in all the joints. You want the magnets to be flush. You want to be careful to go deep enough so that the magnets will not sit proud, but also not so deep that they get embedded too deep in the wood. The deeper they get embedded, the more strength they'll lose.
I'm going to be using Starbond CA glue to attach the magnets. This is really good stuff. I'll leave a coupon code down in the description. You can log in and save 10%. It's really important that when you put this magnet in, that you make sure that you put it in facing the correct way. So you make sure that you have it on here where it's connected, slide it off, and slide it in. Go ahead and press it down. And unlike last time, instead of using your fingers, use a paper towel to wipe it off. Give it a spray. And now we can give it a test. It should go together with a snap. There we go. That stays in there, holds together pretty good. Excellent. I want to make sure that when this is assembled, that these two magnets are always together so that these two pieces are always making this joint. I don't want it to be able to go together like this. The easy way to do this is that when we insert this magnet, we will turn it over, we'll reverse the poles on it so that if you were to put this piece against it, it would push away rather than attract. That way it'll only connect here. Putting it here, it's going to push it away. So let's do that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to take the magnet, I'm going to let it connect up with this one. So when I slide it off, I'm being very careful to keep the orientation correct. I know that I need to make sure that it goes into the hole this way. So when I put these together, they're going to always push away. It won't go together. Add the CA glue. Pull this off. Slide it in. Use a little scrap piece of wood to seat it down. Wipe off any excess. And give it a spray. That one's on. So now, to test it, they hook together great there, and on this one, they're just continually pulling apart. Exactly what we want. We pull it off. It's kind of tough to pull off. These are very strong magnets. Okay, and then we slide it on. Use another piece of wood to tack it down. Wipe off the excess. Give it a spray. So now this one should work the same. It will not connect to this one. It presses away. It will only connect here. As well as this one only connects here. That's what I'm looking for. Now I just got to do one more side. So I now have all the side pieces cut with the magnets installed. I have all the magnets installed with their polarity correct for each side, so they only go together one way. Let me show you how it all works now. Here are all the pieces laid out. It only goes together one way, and it just clips in nice and tight with the magnets. And it's all put together with the sides. I still need to do the bottom, but you can see if this one here tried to go in, even if I tried to put it in upside down, it's not going to work. It's not going to click together. See? It's just going to always want to pull apart. So it only goes together one way.
I follow the same process to install the magnets for the bottom piece. I first measure out the placement of the holes, then drill the holes in the sides and the bottom so they all match up.
Setting up the bottom, I want all of the magnets the same way so that the bottom can pretty much go in however it needs to go. I already have the magnets setting in the positions they need to go in, so I'm just going to do them all at once. Just need to be careful that you don't flip them as you're putting them in, because there's a lot of magnets around here and they will want to go and just move to where they want to move. So make sure you keep a good grip on them the entire time you're sliding them into place. Now for the activator. Those are not coming out now. And finally, putting them into the bottom piece. Again, just be very careful that you got the magnets all facing the correct way, because once these are in, they are in. It's time to sand. Overall, I really like the way this came out. It is really sturdy. These magnets do a really, really good job holding everything together. It is really sturdy. Even if you were to kind of bump it around a little bit, it's not going to come apart at all. The only thing I don't like about it so far is it's a little thick. It just seems a little chunky. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some circles or some half circles or some curves, or just give a little bit of detail in each side just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. And then I think I'm going to take my Dremel and I'm going to just kind of unevenly soften out the sides and the corners just to give it a little bit more of a kind of a rustic look.
I use double-sided tape to secure the side pieces together. That way I can cut them at the same time to not only make things faster, but to ensure they get the same shape. I use my bandsaw to cut the curves, and then I put a sanding spool bit on my drill press to smooth them out. I really enjoy it when I get to use my Dremel. I used it to create my wife's magic wand and had a blast with that. I'll leave a link to that video below as well. I had no real plan here, just wanted to really soften up all the edges and make it have a real rustic and a really used look. I bought some leather that I'm going to use on the bottom, and I'm going to attach it with this spray glue. I taped up everywhere that I didn't want this sticky stuff to be, then sprayed it on both the bottom piece and the leather. I gave it a minute or two to set up, then attached the bottom to the leather. I weighted it down and gave it a good 30 or so minutes to get it really secure. I then simply trimmed to size. It's basically done now, but I decided to bling it up a bit with my inexpensive laser engraver. I found some cool public domain images and burned them on each side piece. Of course, I also gave it a tramp stamp on the bottom.
Okay, I've got a confession to make about all my videos. I thought I was a woodworking content creator, but apparently I'm just a poser until now. I'm gonna finish this with Odie's oil. I am now a content creator. Apparently the way this works is you first got to just mix it up really good. This stuff smells really good.
While this jar was pretty expensive, at least to me, they're not kidding when they say a little goes a long way. I realize this is a small project, but I hardly use any to completely finish it, and I probably use too much. I should have used a Scotch pad instead of a normal shop towel to apply it, but it's all I had at the time. You simply rub it in, wait at least 40 minutes, and buff off. I waited about 90 minutes.
So here it is, the finished product. I have to say, I am a fan of the Odie's oil. It really makes this mahogany beautiful. This was easy to do, as you could see from the video. It comes apart real easy, it goes together easy, and it only goes together one way, which makes it really easy to put together. Let me show you the best way that I have found to put it together. Because it only goes together one way, you could put the sides together first. It goes together really easy this way. And then you could just kind of slide the top in, and it'll just lock into place when it hits those magnets. Super easy to do, super easy. The way I have found that the easiest way to put it together, though, is to first put the short sides on. Just let them clip on. Set it down. Kind of straighten that out a little bit, and then the side pieces will just slide right in, clip right in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And one last thing to show you, because of all the magnets, if you're really good with the dice, you can call your number. 6, 8, 12, 3. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave some comments below. Let me know what you thought. Subscribe if you think I earned it. And until next time, see ya.